ẹ̀jẹ̀ bá mi ṣí ààyè. ẹ bá mi ṣí ààyè o. Ṣáájú ajúbà Ẹlẹ́dùmarè lẹ́ni o ajúbà bàbá lókè ọba kẹ́ẹ̀jìyàn Èkìtì kẹ́ẹ̀jọbẹ̀ ìṣápá kẹ́ẹ̀jẹ ọbẹ̀ ẹ̀lá aláṣepọ̀ ọpẹ́ ló ń jẹ rẹ̀ o ògo ni fún Ẹlẹ́dùmarè lẹ́ni bàbá o a wá fi ètò ìnílé ẹ lọ́wọ́ nítorí ọmọ olóore ò kì í jì sí kòtò àní jì sí kòtò lórúkọ Ẹlẹ́dùmarè bá a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò lẹ́ni láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ká parí rẹ̀ láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ká fi ògo fún orúkọ rẹ̀ èyí tí bá ń ṣe iṣẹ́ àti ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ òní bàbá wá dáríjì wá o kó o ṣe àánú fún wa kó o sì gbọ́ àdúrà wa ká fògo fórúkọ rẹ níkẹyìn àmín àmín lórúkọ Elédùmarè. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ kú dédé ìwòyí o ẹ dẹ̀ kú bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí o mo kí yín níbi tẹ́ bá wà lénìí ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán ẹ káalẹ́ o ìyókùn ìyọra bẹ́ẹ̀ là ń kí ni lẹ́kìtì o. Orúkọ tèmi ò yí padà o Ayaba Táíwò Adébáyọ̀ ọmọ Èkìtì kété òun lórúkọ tèmi o èmi èjìrẹ́ òrìlà kí ọba ọmọ wíníwíní lójú orogún èjìwọ̀n lójú ìyá rẹ̀ ó jà sílẹ̀ alákìísà ó sọ alákìísà ó sọ́dọ̀ nígbà aṣọ èmi lọmọ ọdún ṣeré orí igi ọmọ òtò lẹ́lẹ̀ ọmọ tá a ṣe bí èmi eléjìrẹ́ á múra ìgbéraga kọ́ àṣẹ Olódùmarè ni o èmi lọ́mọ arìngbọ́nrán mọ̀ ìyá sílé ọ̀nì kọ̀ọ̀kan fúlẹ̀ àbárẹ̀ mi là èmi la yà ọmọ aláwẹ̀ kó torí wúwẹ̀ kó máa kọ̀rọ̀ sọ jà kó wí kan nájà kan bomi alura ọmọ eléyìí kúlẹ̀ àdéwúre mo kí gbogbo yín lè nílẹ̀ ẹ̀kan sí o gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe gbàdúrà èní àsan wa ò èní á dára fún gbogbo wa fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kọ́kọ́ máa rí mi ní ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ o ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ máa bá wa subscribe sí orí ètò wa o ẹ bá wa tẹ aago tó wà ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ rẹ̀ tó dàbí aago ilé ìjọsìn yẹn kéṣe gbọ́n ẹ bá wa tẹ̀ torí gbogbo ìgbà tí a bá ti lè máa rí ètò wa tuntun tó wà ẹ máa rí wò ní àìsí àní-àní kẹ́ jọ̀wọ́ kẹ́ dẹ̀ máa bá wa share kẹ́ bá má ba kọ́mẹ̀ǹtì torí kọ́mẹ̀ǹtì yín ó ṣe pàtàkì mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi pátápátá tí ẹ máa ń kọ́mẹ̀ǹtì ẹ ṣé o àdúpẹ́ o àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ sì máa kọ́mẹ̀ǹtì tẹ́ tún máa share tẹ́ tún máa ṣe gbogbo rẹ̀ lórí bí ọwọ́ yín ò ní kan ìsàlẹ̀ àpò ẹ̀ ní táwọ́ náà o ẹ̀ ní irun gbé sọnù bí ò ṣe ibi ọmọ ẹ jọ̀wọ́ lórí ètò mi tèní èmi ò fẹ́ kí ẹnì kankan kó wá bú blọ́gà kankan lórí ètò mi o torí ètò tí mo fẹ́ tún ṣe lénìí ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ blogger àmọ́ mi kò ń ṣe blogger ẹlòmíràn o àmọ́ mi fẹ́ kí ẹnìkankan kó bú blogger kankan lórí ètò mi yìí àti ní orí ètò mi mọ́. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Ẹ̀yin tèmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀yin náà ṣe mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ láti bí àwọn ọdún bíi mélòó kan sẹ́yìn tí àwọn blogger kankan tí wọ́n ti máa ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ nípa ti ilé ìjọsìn MFM ti bàbá wa Dr. Olukoya. Àwọn blogger kankan dẹ̀ wà tó yẹ wípé wọ́n sì ń sọ títí di ìsìn yìí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn pé nǹkan báyìí lóríṣiríṣi ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilé ìjọsìn yẹn. Eléyìí tí kò ń ṣe òtítọ́ tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n máa ń sọ láti fi gbé ilé ìjọsìn yẹn láti fi jẹ́ kí ó máa lọ síwájú ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run sì ń gba àkóso ilé ìjọsìn náà ó sì ń lọ sí iwájú. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀ wípé MFM ó jẹ́ ilé ìjọsìn ńlá tó jẹ́ wípé ó tóbi gan tí Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa ń gba ọwọ́ Dr. Olukoya ṣiṣẹ́ ìyanu níbẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn ní ilé ìjọsìn yìí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń ran èèyàn lọ́wọ́ dáradára. Àmọ́ ní àìpẹ́ yìí ni àṣírí ọ̀rọ̀ kan tú síta nípa àwọn tó máa ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ fún àwọn bloggers. Ẹ rí àwọn àwòrán tẹ̀ ń wò ní ojú iwájú mi yìí. Àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kàn nìyí. Bí mo ṣe bá àwọn ènìyàn yìí pàdé ni mo tún wá ṣe ìwádìí síwájú sí. Ẹni àkọ́kọ́ arákùnrin yìí àti arábìnrin yìí blogger ni arábìnrin yìí. Ẹni kẹta yìí ni lọ́ọ̀yà MFM. Àmọ́ kì í ṣe pé mi ò mọ orúkọ wọn a jẹ́ kí àwọn fúnra wọn kán dá orúkọ wọn. Láì farọ̀gùn àṣírí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti wá tú síta báyìí láti ẹnu lọ́ọ̀yà MFM ní pé gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń gbọ́ ní orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára tẹ́lẹ̀ nípa MFM ilé ìjọsìn ńlá yìí wípé irọ́ ni gbogbo rẹ̀ wípé arákùnrin tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí ló wà nídìí rẹ̀ wípé arábìnrin tẹ́ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń wò yìí pé òun ni blogger rẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ blogger náà ló tún wà níta tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n tún sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyẹn. Àmọ́ ní àtàrí owó àbí ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì ni arákùnrin yìí tó fi ń ṣe nǹkan yìí. Èmi ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ẹ̀yin tèmi. Mo máa gbé fídíò wọn ní ìkọ̀ọ̀kan sí tí ẹ wá rí bí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣe lọ ní ẹnu àwọn méjì yìí. Ẹni kẹta yìí kò sí fídíò rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n màá ṣe àlàyé nípa rẹ̀ bí ó ṣe máa ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀ sí ní àárín wọn. Ẹ̀yin tèmi báyìí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí dẹ̀ máa kọ́ gbogbo àwọn blogger lọ́wọ́ pátápátá tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n máa ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ láì wádìí bí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣe jẹ́ àti àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ òdì sí àwọn ẹni ẹ̀mí òróró. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yóò máa kọ́ wọn lọ́gbọ́n nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀la ni ò kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ìní o. Òun ni mo ní kí n sọ. Wọ́n ní ó máa lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó máa lẹ́yìn àjàǹtí èlé. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ má yẹ kí n fa ọ̀rọ̀ gùn torí kí n má bàa yọ kúrò kí n má bàa mú kúrò ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé àwọn fídíò yẹn sí kẹ́ẹ̀rí. Ẹni àkọ́kọ́ òun ni arákùnrin yìí máa kọ́kọ́ gbé fídíò tirẹ̀ sí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó kọ́kọ́ sọ tí nípa bó ṣe máa ń ṣe gangan. Lẹ́yìn yẹn màá tún wá gbé ti lọ́ọ̀yà MFM sí ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ. Lẹ́yìn yẹn ẹ tún wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí nípa ti arákùnrin yẹn tó tún padà wá sọ. Ṣáájú àwa máa bá ètò lọ. Àwa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ti arábìnrin yìí bí tirẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Gbogbo rẹ̀ pátápátá lẹ máa gbọ́ lẹ́nu àwọn méjèèjì yẹn. Ẹ máa bá mi ká lọ lórí ètò báyìí ẹ̀yin tèmi.
Yes, good morning everybody. This video is mainly to the Inspector General of Police. Sir, when you assumed office, you said you feel like a tiger that wants to clamp down on criminal entities. Please, IGP, sir, I need you to help me to ask Daniel Olukoya of Mountain of Fire how he had access to my phones. My phones collected by Supol Ayoleyi of Alagbon. Ayoleyi is a card-carrying member of Mountain of Fire. We were very close when I was there. Why should Ayoleyi meddle in an official issue? She used her office to brutalize me. I was picked up 12 a.m. naked in my house. I was locked up in Alagbon for 1 whole week without bail. Ayoleyi collected my phones, accessed my phones. She went in there and got my contact and sent to Daniel Olukoya of Mountain of Fire. And then they started calling my contacts and then they started threatening them. What is my offense? Is it a crime to leave your church, Daniel Olukoya? Is it a crime to leave your church? Rinu Oduala, you have refused to do my case because Daniel Olukoya he was your pastor. Sanwo-Olu, Governor Sanwo-Olu, you know me very well. You know Richard. Emo Richard Dada, you have my song CDs. I am a gospel singer. Is it a crime for me to leave your church? You said I am talking to Funke Ashekun. The last time I checked, according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is my fundamental human right to associate with anybody. It is my fundamental human right. You say you are searching for the enemies of MFM. I thought you said you are a man of prayer. Why are you using police? Ayoleyi, you are the one that supplies Daniel Olukoya police. You use your office at Alagbon under the AIG. I think it's Frank Mba. You people, IGP, sir. You need to ask Daniel Olukoya why he is after me. I went to RCCG City of David. Daniel Olukoya came there to lie against me and that the pastor should chase me away. He detained me in the Alagbon cell for 7 good days and nothing has been done. And that man is still walking free, still climbing that pulpit. And he says he is preaching. He says he is preaching. That man should be tamed. That man should be tamed. He accessed my phones. There is a voice note where he threatened the woman, a member of his church, asking why that one was communicating with me. That woman is at large and that woman is hiding. IGP, you say you feel like a tiger. You need to do the tiger move. You need to make the tiger move on Daniel Olukoya. He is threatening me, he is threatening my family. I am a gospel singer. He has pursued all my customers. I have acquired so much economic losses. Why should you be a pastor and you will be using tithe and offering to oppress people? IGP, do something. IGP, do something.
Hello, good morning from Nigeria. My name is David Nadejuan. I'm doing this video from Lagos, Nigeria. I am the lawyer to Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministries. As the legal advisor, I'm also the lawyer to the general overseer of MFM, Dr. Daniel Olukoya. Okay, let me first and foremost apologize to our pastors and all those who've been sending me messages requesting that for the past 2 weeks, asking, oh, they be hearing this, they be hearing that. What do I have to say? Because I think about last 2 weeks there about Pastor Ayotunde Richard's wife make a post making some allegation. Oh, the husband was arrested and is the Jew of the former church where they left, and so those pastors were concerned and I have not responded. And then some bloggers were trending it and it's becoming a thing of concern. I've been receiving a series of calls. Typically, I'm the type of professional as a lawyer. I don't do media to respond to things. We'll study and analyze and we'll take appropriate action where we think and where we feel or we deem is necessary to do that. So the Jew has not been around, and the reason why I have to do this is that my attention has just been called to another Instagram video by the same Ayotunde Richard overnight, where in trying to corroborate the lies of his wife, he also alleged a number of things, shouting Daniel Olukoya and MFM. Even though the wife were actively making reference to the Olukoya, as being the one behind the arrest, now the husband has come out to establish that, mentioning that the IGP should clamp down on Olukoya who arrested him and all of that. So I'm here to now respond, to those requests before now, because now Ayotide Richard has made a video, beyond reasonable doubt, that they are referring to Daniel Olukoya as the one behind his arrest, and so it is not true. I'm here to tell you guys there is nothing that can be far from truth than that. All lies, 100% lies. And let me first say that Ayotide Richard is a very close person to me. We have very, very close personal relationship. He ministered during my wedding reception in 2018. I've supported him in his gospel outing ministry. At least his 2 albums that I know have, supported, patronized him in volumes, and that he knows. We be friends. He comes to my house, and so the person of Ayotide Richard is also somebody that was loved, in the MFM family, and there is no doubt to say that even the GO seriously love him. And then, so for me to come out and do this video is to let those who are also like, oh, for Ayotide Richard to come and say this, somebody who was the lead backup singer for the GO and all of that, or it must mean something. And so some people are calling me a lawyer, what is it true and everything. All you just need to listen to, or to ask yourself, is that, what did Jesus Christ do wrong to Judas? For Judas, who was one of the 12, to collect 30 shekels and get him killed. So for you to think that there must be something. So there is nothing other than the fact that Ayotide Richard has actually submitted himself as an agent. When I mean agent, I'm not mean the agent from the spiritual point of view, like physically hired person that some bloggers, who had been paid, who had been sponsored to run down the ministry of MFM and of Dr. Olukoya, they see him as a veritable tool that they can use, because now he had problem with the ministry and is ready to supply them whatever they need. That is just a fact. Now let me give you the background of how things got to this place briefly. Ayotide Richard went with some ministers to Abuja concerts, and he wasn't the most senior. After the concert, honorarium was given to them, and he pushed himself forward as if he's a leader, and took the honorarium. And I think the leader there scolded him that you shouldn't do that. You are not the most senior. You are not even the leader. You should respect hierarchy. He got offended and reacted and embarrassed that pastor. Matter got back to Lagos. Committee was set up among themselves, the gospel minister, that his own is becoming too much, that they need to see how that. So a series of how it's been, when you are so talented, which is granted, when you feel that nobody can sing like you, the same spirit that Lucifer had before God has to dethrone him. And so when that spirit starts coming upon you, there is nobody like you, and you now don't have regard and respect to your senior, and you can, and so they feel like there should be some way to tame, the the attitude that has been displaying and all of that. So it's just, for me, nothing but pride. And the discipline was meted out that he should go on suspension by his own group that he belonged to. But he felt that no, I can't do that. And he resigned. And so, having resigned, he find his way to those who are running MFM ministry down. If you recall, there was one charlatan in UK who for like 2-3 years kept chunking out all manner of lies, trying to piece together those who have some misgivings against the church, and said he was doing video to run Olukoya down. When she was doing all of those things, I advised, let's allow this lady say all her lies. We don't need to respond. Some members were responding, but for me as a lawyer, we will take appropriate action. Now, when we start taking action or defamation against her, she couldn't establish the veracity of any of those lies. The video she did consistently for about 2-3 years, she could not establish one of them to be true before the UK court. This was somebody that whenever she does videos, she will say, oh, it's only in Nigeria you can misbehave. Come to UK. Here, the system works very well. The judiciary are going to do the right thing. Right there in the UK judiciary, she was slammed with thousands and thousands of pounds for defaming Dr. Olukoya and MFM. And right now, she's struggling and begging that she cannot pay. She had made an attempt to appeal thrown away. In fact, the judge called the appeal as hopeless and baseless. That is how terrible. After years of lies that a lot of people had actually believed, unfortunately. So for us, I'm not that type. And so when the woman in UK has now been perpetually restrained by the UK court, which she subjected herself to, because a case in Nigeria who also found out, wrongdoing and slam 100 million naira. She say it's only Nigeria that they can do kangaroo, whatever. But right there in UK, where she was ably represented, she was slammed heavier because she couldn't establish any of those lies. So I think I need you guys to understand that. But we are not the media, we are church. We should preach the gospel and not to be running to media and be exchanging things. So the reason why, for me, I have not made any response to any of these things, I don't believe in that. But right now, the woman in UK has handed over a baiting to another one in America, one Funke Ashekun, who had for time now been doing a number of things to defame the G of MFM and the Bishop of MFM. She was someone who has also massively benefited, from the goodwill, and the favor of, Dr. Olukoya, because she was given a platform, she was in youth church, she was in counseling session, and the husband, they all enjoy a number of things: free accommodation, massive salary, special one, more than even what the AGO was earning, travel on the to represent a number of things, cars, houses, families, school fees, all expense, even including money, some of which have not been accounted for. But where she had now found succor, for whatever reason, to be the one to take the baiting from the woman in UK. And of course, because there is money, somebody is bankrolling them. Some people somewhere who really, for whatever reason, wants to run down the ministry of MFM is actually sponsoring those missions. And so the Funke Asheku now has to recruit somebody from within the ministry, and that is why Otunde Richard was very, very available, the best tool they could use. So Otunde Richard, having resigned, decided to team up with Funke Asheku, and that is his choice. Where I came in and where I felt a bit bothered was when one sister Okpeyemi started doing on social media to be responding to Funke Asheku, and then started calling out Otunde Richard. Immediately, that was even when I got to know that Otunde Richard has left the ministry. Personally, I never knew. So I now find my investigation and I call Otunde Richard, what is going on? Say, the law, see me. We were so close, like I said, very close. He came to my house, we discussed what's going on. So he told me his own side of the story. I said, but this matter is simple now. No. If that is the case, because he painted the picture of being a victim, that the people in the praise team are beefing him, and that they are threatening him because of his style and of his whatever. I said, but if that's the case, it's not enough for you to be talking some of the things you are seeing on social media against the ministry. Don't you know that by talking against the ministry, it's like you are disrespecting all the investment and all the good that the GO has done for you. You yourself, you confirm that you were from Bariga, you were nobody. You said you used to be smokers and everything until you came to the GO and he employed you. You were working in his office, you became his backup, and you said that you have traveled all over many countries to minister, and it was one that sponsored it. Your clothing, your wardrobe, your school fees for your children, your wife employment. This man did all of that. So why should you say because you have problem with one minister or some ministers in your group, then you want to run the ministry down? I advise him against him. Nonetheless, I would is somebody I still have flair for. Like, I like him. Like, I have to go to the Jew that no, we cannot afford to allow this people with whatever they have in their group to bring out Richard to this place. We need to get him back. That is me. I'm saying this now. And because he saw that is like I have that soft spot for him. I never in my life could imagine that he was actually going to use that to his own advantage. Apparently, as at that time when I was siding with him, meeting with the Jew, that how can we stop all the old discipline from the choir department against him, he was actively recording and downloading my intervention and everything, and he was sending it to Funke Ashekun. I will get to that. So it was not, in fact, when he told me that, the law, are you aware about the SFE invitation? Like, what is happening by SFE? He said somebody invited and I said, how could that be? He said it must be from MFM. All my enemies are from MFM. I said, can you be saying that? And he wants to know whether it's that the Jew. I said, how on earth do you expect me to know whether it's the Jew? And what will make you to report to SFU? What? I said, well, in any case, please don't ever go to SFU until a proper invitation is extended to you. In fact, get a lawyer. So I was even advising him, as at that time when he had even left the ministry, that I refused, because I was trying to see how I can, rescue and survey the situation. And I like, no, I can't be part of it that will bring police to this matter. It's still a church matter. All of those chats, my brother was busy recording and downloading them and send them to Funke Achekun, because Funke Achekun confronted me recently with those chats, send them to me, and I felt like, wow, what other definition can you give to a betrayer? As at last year, when this whole matter started, when I was actively mediating, took me 3 months, but I never knew how was actually making money from whatever I was doing for the Funke and those bloggers abroad. Because so far so good, they said he's been able to make close to about $30,000 to supply information and get people to talk on those blogger platforms. Found in his phone. How did the matter get to where it got to? So for those of you who, like me, used to see Ayotunde Richard as one calm, nice, loving gospel minister, you probably believe he couldn't do some things until you hear it or till you see it. There's no way I could imagine that Ayotunde Richard can be so toxic and be allowed to be used, the way and manner of what I found or what came to my revelation. First class as a lawyer. First of it is that when he left and Sister Okpe, reached out like, no, you don't have to be doing all of this thing. I think he called that on bluff. And Sister Okpe now got angry that we are close, but on this issue of you now siding with people who are running the ministry down because you don't want to wait and face your disciplinary action, I'm not going to be part of it. So they have that exchange. Everything got, out of control between two of them. Then that started to drag him too. So it was a personal issue between Ayotunde Richard and Sister Okoyemi Emmanuel that led to what it is. So then the next thing, he has to send voice notes to Sister Okoyemi Emmanuel wherein he threatened the life of the son of Sister Okoyemi Emmanuel. Now in that voice note, Ayotunde Richard said that, Okoyemi Emmanuel, I think and I know that the most precious thing, in fact the most valuable thing to your life is that your son. And then he started to issue curses and saying things that will happen to that son, a minor, in a voice note sent to that woman. And this is a woman who was barren for 10 years. And the reason why I actually took the matter personal on behalf of the ministry is that, according to him, that if not for God that used Dr. Olukoya to pray for her for those 10 years while she was waiting and keep reassuring her, praying for her, praying with her, and the husband reassuring her that such a man who had labored in place of love and prayer and to seek the face of God to open her womb, that she can never at any point want to be part of anyone that will run him down. That was where the woman took the matter personal, and then have to go and call out that you are an ingrate, you shouldn't be doing this to somebody who has also done so much for you and your family. Then the next thing she got from Ayotunde was a voice note threatening the life of the son. That was where the woman got it, like, no, we are still even doing dragging and calling, but now my son. And for him to even say that that son is your most valuable, your precious thing, and these are the things that will happen to that your son. When I listened to that voice note, I was afraid. You know, I never listened to that voice note when I was siding with him, when I was trying to see how we can, you know, placate everybody and reconcile. But the moment that voice note got to me, in fact, I was afraid. I just tactically withdrew. Even though as at that time, Ayoderisha was not even showing any sign to pull back. Not knowing that he was actually making a lot of money from those abroad, sending money. Funke Ashekun, who are effectively being bankrolled and sending. For you to be able to send $30,000 about to seek information and gather, you know, intelligence of how people can come and run a ministry of MFM down. So it's a business for them. Now that's about that. So both the SFE invitation and the Alagbo invitation were the instances of Sister Opeyemi Emmanuel. She was the petitioner. There was not even any lawyer that wrote petition for him, because eventually I was at the Alagbo. So when the wife of Ayoderisha came out about 2 weeks ago and started saying kiniko, and then the husband has now said the GO of MFM Olukoya, I left the church and everything, it's not true. Ayoderisha was arrested because of threats to life of a minor, and the mother of the minor is a petitioner before the police. Please let this be very clear. Now, when they were investigating that, you know, allegation, which of course his phone was confiscated because he used his phone to send out voice note, the police later now stumbled upon so many other conspiracy and careful plan and evil that they are already orchestrating against some other persons in their conversation between Atunde Richard, Funke Ashekun, some members of MFM and some people outside the country. They were mentioning Olukoya, the wife of Olukoya, the G of MFM. They even mentioned Pastor Kenny, one of the G of MFM. They mentioned Kumuyi, the G of Deeper Life. And the one that concerns Olukoya, in fact, Ayoderisha, who has been a backup to such a person, minister, and who has benefited to that extent, got cars, got accommodation paid for, got your children's school fees paid for, and for whatever it is you feel this man has done wrong to you, in that exchange you were saying you are calling pedophile, you are telling Ashekun that I've thrown one. Oh, in fact, the one I throw now is a serious bomb. In fact, very soon heart attack loading. That is, you are wishing the G of MFM to develop heart attack. And that one was responding, Olukoya will not be alive, will not live to see the end of the matter United States that the United States Church is having against her. Those were the words that he would develop blood pressure. These were Atunde Richard's words in that conversation. Now, all those scary plan and what they were doing, you know, so it's not like the intention, the motive was established. You know, like, when are you going to do your video? And when you do that video, let me be there, put this one there, say this, say that. You know, you see that conspiracy carefully, the plot, you know, that they want to annoy him and run him, and they want to push him so that he would develop blood pressure. This is the business. These are the things police found on the phone of Ayoderisha, and I was the one they reached out to. So it's also not true that the police, whether Ayole or anybody, send anything to Dr. Olukoya. Dr. Olukoya was not in the country all this while. So the police reached out to me as the lawyer to the church. Except I want to deny that I'm not the lawyer to MFM. They want to deny that I'm not the lawyer to Dr. Olukoya. And okay, we found this thing in the course of our investigation. Can we get across to the GO whether he has something to say? And you as a lawyer, what do you do? I said, you know what? Baba is not in the country now. Please, if I can actually have these facts or this evidence so that I'll be able to present to him whether he has something he has to say about it. Because the Jew is somebody who does not even believe in hearsay or rumor. He likes, you know, he's a scientist, empirical fact. He likes to see it, you know. And the police obliged me. I got those things from police in Alagbo. As a lawyer, I was invited. So let Atunde Richard come public to deny that he didn't see me at Alagbo. When I came to Alagbo, he thought I was the one that wrote the petition until they show him. I told him, I don't know why you are here. I'm not even part of it. So the woman that petitioned you is here in your presence. You say you are begging her. You have actually begged her. You have resolved. You don't know why the woman came back again. And I said, so please, I don't know your travel about this particular one now. I'm invited because they said they found something on your phone that is so grievous. Planning the geo, Olukoya should have heart attack, you develop blood pressure. How you confirmed that is the one you're referring to as pedophile, and you did that because you want him to develop blood pressure. And those are the things they want me to come and respond to. So I asked him, is it true you said all those things? He said, yes. He confirmed to me that yes, he did it. He said it, they are banters. After all, people can talk anything against celebrity, and we used to talk against the president, Buhari, even Tinubu and everything. I said, but these are not about banter. These are careful orchestration of you want him dead. He should develop blood pressure, should develop heart attack. You are intentionally saying things to annoy him, to wake him up. That is what you are doing. And your motive, you are even saying it. And the other people are hailing you. Those who are paying you. I almost wept. We have that conversation at Alagbon. And so I am the one, as a lawyer in my capacity, that got those information out of Alagbon. And I sent to the Jew that, well, these are the revelation. What do we do? What do you want? The Jew just laughed. And then he called me back like, some of these things you sent to me, I find it difficult to believe. Oh. I said, well, it might be difficult to believe, but that is what it is. Say, in fact, there is this one of them that is my daughter. How can this woman be part of this conspiracy to wish me dead? This is somebody who I took and I took care of her, just like anybody that come around me. So I can't find. I said, but daddy, if I say it's difficult, well, what do you want to do now? Say, I think I should establish that from her. What do you think? And I say, yes. And that's the Jew for you. The Jew of MFM is somebody that will not act on hearsay. That you are going to report to the Jew that, oh, sir, somebody did this. He will ask you to sit down. He will call for the person immediately and say, okay, Mr. Reporter, this is the person you just reported. Please repeat what you said. Again in his presence. That is the way he operates. And so it's the same attitude to now call that woman that, Mrs. Lagbaja, but you are my daughter. This whole thing that is coming to my attention that the police have found out, is it true? How could you have done that? So if you listen to that voice note, because they are saying that the Geo threatening somebody, the person is hiding and everything. How could that be a threat that you called somebody who you believe so much that no, what they said about her to you could not be true, and you want her to actually confirm or otherwise, and you might deny it? Because you said that you heard the Geo say in that voice note, in that call, that but you can assess me. You probably will have the best to this for you to have come to me to that, but daddy and compare dada, this one is not properly done, and I will have made amends rather than for you to go and start joining. And you heard that woman say no, it's not possible. She couldn't have said those things. Her phone was hacked. And now can somebody say that Joe threatening that for the Joe to say yes, but they found this thing and they found your name, and now the police are trying to establish, everybody involved, whether they are true. So if the police should invite you, what do you have to say now? He was saying those things out of concern, because that is a fact before the police. So in a normal setting, in the course of investigation, a crime has been committed, and investigating in the another crime is being committed. The police will invite everybody, and he's trying to call our attention. What if police invite you? What do you have to say now? You are saying it's not true. Like, you better prepare what you are saying. Say our phone is hacked. Okay, I know that. So how can somebody come to conclusion that the Geo is using police to threaten people? And so when you want to say things out of context and you begin to want to bring the Geo, Ayotunde Richard effectively has become a tool in the hand of those abroad bloggers, who is also employing some bloggers here to run the mission of MFM down at the Geo. And it's not only MFM they want to run down, so many others, Pentecostal ministry. And then for Ayotunde Richard to have accepted to be an agent, a field agent, to supply this information and be paid handsomely, be rewarded for that, to now come and be playing the victim's card on social media, is the most unfortunate. Because right now you are to face, the criminal trial of the threat to the life of the son of Stakwe. Rather than for you to prepare yourself for that, you resorted into coming to social media again, a matter that is already before the court, and you are calling out the police. IJ should arrest Olukoya. The petition before the police does not have Olukoya in it. If Olukoya is going to petition, I'll be the one to write the petition. So for us as a church, we have not even done anything. We are still just assessing the whole issue. The crime Ayotunde has committed in this period of you want to run to social media, you believe you can see anything. If I start enumerating them here, it's so scary. And unfortunately, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And for the fact that the Jew has always been the type that doesn't like some of this media and noise and everything, it's not enough for people to want to believe that, oh, if I run to media and call him out, he will withdraw, he will pull back. That's the strategy that they are trying to adopt. And so, for those who've been disturbing me and asking questions and getting worried, those are the things that happen. Nothing but all I've just stated. And so, when the time actually comes for us to take action, we will take action. So, because a number of things have been said that we are just trying to look, because I don't model things together. Right now, one at a time. Ayotunde is answering to the threats to the life of Starkwe's son. The complainer before the court is Starkwemi Manuel. The charge is all about threat to life. He's not before the police or before the court because anything against MFM. That does not mean that he has not done things from that revelation. But I said, for now, we are still assessing, we are still looking at what to be done. And those bloggers, the Sahara Reporter and the rest, who is being used now to defame the church and lie that is the Jew that is behind his arrest and everything, when the time comes to, they will need to establish that in court to verify that, and a failure of which they know what is in the cooler for them. So my style is not the type. I am doing this video because I never even when the wife came and was saying all of those things, people were showing me, they trained to me like, I don't have time for the woman can say whatever she likes. The fact is there is the truth, before the police and the court. But for Ayotunde Richard to be this, I don't know to put it, bold, I'll do this Instagram video overnight and even directly call Olukoya, I really don't know. And so that's why we have to really, okay, I think it's better for me to respond to those who are saying, is it the Joe? No, the Joe is not behind Ayotunde's arrest. He didn't author any petition. The GO is not responsible for anything he's passing through at the moment. He threatened the life of Sister Akpe's son. Sister Akpe is the one that has got him arrested through the police. The police were investigating his phone. They found other incriminating things, which I've stated now. And they got me invited as a leader to the church. What do I have to say to this? They want to reach out to you. And they said, the GO is not in the country. Can I have all of these things and discuss with him? Then we'll get back to you. That is how I got those information. And that is how I relay them to the GO. And the GO, in trying to establish whether one of them in that conspiracy could have been part of the syndicate because of the closeness and how much he took that one as a daughter, made that call to the woman to establish. And then you can now find out that woman was even recording that conversation and send it to Ashekun, which established that it's actually a syndicate thing, So those are the things that happen. So there is no cause for the GO. He doesn't have that time. But I'm telling you now, in my official capacity as lawyer to MFM, that we will take action when the time comes. But for now, Ayotunde is still responding to his criminality of wanting the only child of a fellow ghost minister to die so that the woman can. Quite terrible. Apart from all the things he wishes that happened to the GO, to Mommy GO, and some other men of God, which are all before the police. So coming to social media to come and play the victim's card is because once the hands of the law, catches up with him, so it will now look like, oh, I've said it too. I've said that they are using police against me. No. Ayotunde Richard, just like the way Lucifer felt that his talent is so big, he wants to be bigger than God, and he found his downfall, he's just walking towards that same route. And when it happens, who is he going to blame now? So that's why I've just made this video to respond to those who are disturbing you. You have nothing to worry about when we will go to court. Like when we went to court against Maureen, we did it and we stood by it. So I'm not the type that hide, and the GO is not such a person. So thank you everyone for your listening. No cause for alarm. God bless you, and we'll wait for the Lord to take its course. Bye.
Ṣé ẹ ti rí ẹ̀yin tèmi? ẹ ti gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí lọ́ọ̀yà yìí sọ pátápátá nípa arákùnrin yìí àti bí wọ́n tiẹ̀ ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ ba bàbá Olúkọ̀yà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ yẹn bí wọ́n ṣe ń ba bàbá yẹn jẹ́ lóríṣiríṣi àwọn nǹkan burúkú tí ò tiẹ̀ yẹ kán máa gbọ́ tán ni wọ́n ń sọ nípa ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ níbẹ̀ rárá ṣe rí tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ẹni tí wọ́n ṣe gbogbo oore wọ̀nyí fún ẹni tí wọ́n gbé dìde tí wọ́n na ọwọ́ rẹ̀ sókè àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n fi gbogbo nǹkan tó dáradára tó fi ṣe fún ní inú ilé ìjọsìn yẹn pátápátá àwọn ló ṣerú nǹkan báyìí arákùnrin yìí dẹ̀ ń ṣe títorí owó àbí gbogbo rẹ̀ pátápátá lẹ gbọ́ àdúrú owó tí wọ́n sọ wípé wọ́n rí ní àkáǹtì arákùnrin yìí tó ń gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń fún ní information irọ́ yìí ọlọ́run kó gbà wá lọ́wọ́ amọ́niṣe ni o ẹni tó máa dúró sínú òkùnkùn tá máa tafà sínú ìmọ́lẹ̀ ẹbí àti ilé ìjọ wa ọlọ́run ò ní gbé pàdé wa o ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ tún gbọ́ nǹkan tí arákùnrin Ayọ̀túndé Rìṣàdì tó tún padà wá sọ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí ó rí ọ̀rọ̀ tí lọ́ọ̀yà yìí sọ lórí Facebook ẹ tún gbọ́ nǹkan tí ó sọ.
Yes, good evening everybody. My name is Ayotunde Richard. I think I saw a video Lawyer Davidson made this afternoon and I would like to respond to it. Yes, I want to say that I'm really very sorry for speaking about Dr. Daniel Olukoya the way I did this morning. I'm really very sorry. You know, what led to it is the fact that, you know, my phones are with the security operatives, my wife's phones are with them, a whole lot of events that I'm supposed to handle. I have not been able to get through to my clients and all that, which will make me incur quite a number of debts. But notwithstanding, I shouldn't have conducted myself in such a manner. I want to apologize to Dr. Dike Olukoya and the Mountain of Fire Miracles Ministries at large. I want to apologize to Supol Ayoleyi, my sister. Please, I'm very sorry. Governor Sanwo-Olu, Emma Binu see me. The matter is still in court and I shouldn't have made that video. Also, there are elderly people on the negotiation table wanting to resolve the matter amicably, and I just came to scuttle everything. I'm really very sorry. Please forgive me, please pardon me. Daddy, ọmọ yín yìí ni mí o, kò sí bí tẹ́lẹ̀ tì mí sí. I'm really very sorry, sir. Please pardon me. God bless you and God bless us all.
Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí arákùnrin yìí ti tọrọ ìdáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wípé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí òun rí lọ́ọ̀yà òun rí gbogbo nǹkan tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ tó ti mọ̀ wípé àkàrà tuntun sépo pátápátá bóun tún ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tóun tún ṣe hùwà sí arábìnrin tí wọ́n sọ wípé ó ń wojú Olúwa tí Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ pèsè ọmọ fún tó dẹ̀ fi ọmọ kan ṣoṣo tó bì yìí tó dẹ̀ tún fẹ́ fi là á lójú tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ro ibi oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà sí bàbá Olúkọ̀yà àti ìyàwó wọn ìyá wa nínú Olúwa. Ẹ wò ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ já máa funra gbogbo ẹ̀yin blogger pátápátá ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ já máa funra. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ wípé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí arákùnrin ti tọrọ ìdáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹni tí ó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún tí lọ́ọ̀yà dárúkọ rẹ̀ ní ibẹ̀ yẹn Onífúnkẹ́ Àṣekún tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ ní ibẹ̀ yẹn ó tún tẹ̀síwájú nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ sísọ o ó tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ ọ̀rọ̀ kò jáwọ́ rárá o pẹ̀lú gbogbo àṣírí títú arábìnrin yìí ò tí ì jáwọ́ o ó sì ń sọ wípé òtítọ́ lòun sì ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pátápátá ló ti tú sí ọwọ́ gbogbo àgbáyé pé irọ́ ló wà nídìí ẹ̀ pé wọ́n kàn fẹ́ ba ilé ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn jẹ́ ni wọ́n kàn fẹ́ kí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn kó bàjẹ́ kó má ní lọ síwájú mọ́. Ẹ wò ó arábìnrin yìí ó tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ o ó tún tẹ̀síwájú nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tó tẹ̀ sọ wípé orúkọ kan tó máa ń dá lórí ètò rẹ̀ nísìnyí ni Fáráò Fáráò tó dàbí pé wọ́n ní pé bàbá wa nínú Olúwa yẹn òun ni arábìnrin yìí ń fọgbọ́n ọgbọ́n pè ní Fáráò tó lè jẹ́ pé gbogbo ẹ̀sùn tó ń fi kan bàbá yìí irọ́ ló wà nídìí ẹ̀. Ẹni àmì òróró Ọlọ́run, ẹni tí Ọlọ́run yàn, ẹ má jẹ́ á máa tàpá sí òfin Ọlọ́run, ẹ má jẹ́ á máa tàpá sí ẹ̀mí òróró Ọlọ́run. Kí ló dé? Ẹ já máa ṣe mẹ̀dọ̀ ṣebí torí owó yìí náà ni. Torí wọ́n ní a ò bẹ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bàbá wò lára ọmọ láti ìrankíran ní ìrẹ́kejì. Òun lèmi fi ń pariwo tí mo fi ń sọ tèmi lẹ́ni fún ẹ̀yin bloggers, ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n á máa wá, tí ẹ máa fún lówó, tí ẹ máa sponsor wọn, tí ẹ máa gbé wọn sókè pé kán wá máa fún yín ní information nǹkan tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ ní inú ilé ìjọ wọn àti eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àti eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀, tó jẹ́ wípé wọn ò tiẹ̀ wá ní sọ òtítọ́ ìbàjẹ́ ibẹ̀ táwọn máa sọ síta. Ẹ rántí ọ̀la, ẹ rántí pé Ọlọ́run ń bẹ lókè, ẹ rántí pé ẹni tó bá ti ṣẹ̀ sí, torí ènìyàn mẹ́ta ni ò yẹ kí èèyàn máa ṣẹ̀ sí ní ilé ayé yìí o. Ọlọ́run ẹni, òbí ẹni àti olùṣọ́ àgùntàn ẹni. Kò sí bó ṣe lè jẹ́, ẹ má máa já ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn torí èní kọ́ torí ọ̀la ni. Ká rántí àwọn ọmọ wa o. Ẹ̀yin blogger, ẹ máa wádìí òótọ́ dáradára nítorí arábìnrin yìí kò tí ì jáwọ́ o, ó sì tẹ̀síwájú o. Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ṣe àtúnṣe tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn torí ó ti ní ọkàn wípé òun á máa ṣe lọ, àmọ́ Ọlọ́run máa gba àkóso, gbogbo rẹ̀ máa níyanjú torí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ wípé wọ́n lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti wà ní ilé ẹjọ́ náà lóòótọ́ jàre. Wọ́n wà ní ilé ẹjọ́, lọ́ọ̀yà dẹ̀ sọ pé wọ́n ń retí ìdájọ́. Ẹ̀yin blogger ni mo sábà wí àti ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ máa wádìí ohun dájúdájú kí ẹ mọ èyí tí ó ń ṣe òtítọ́ kí ẹ tó máa sọ o. Tí ẹ bá tiẹ̀ wá máa fi epo àti iyọ̀ sí, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ máa rìn ní bèbè òtítọ́. Ẹ má kàn jẹ́ kẹ́nìkan torí owó, torí nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ kó máa ṣe gbogbo wọ̀nyẹn sí yín. Kí ni ìdí tí arákùnrin yìí fi ń ṣe eléyìí ni wípé mo rò pé wọ́n bá wí kékeré ní àwọn ìwà tó wù ní inú ilé ìjọsìn yẹn. Òun ló bí nínú tó fi ń ṣe gbogbo eléyìí tó ń ṣe yìí o. Kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe òun nìkan ló ń bí nínú, ó ti ń ṣe gan ní abẹ́lẹ̀ kó tó di wípé àṣírí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tú gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí à ń gbọ́ nínú fídíò yìí lénìí. Ó ti ń ṣe gan tí àwọn èèyàn ò mọ̀. Ara nǹkan náà tó ṣòfùkà tó fi kúrò ńbẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹni tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n mú kúrò nínú wàhálà tó wà, wọ́n sọ di ènìyàn gidi. Nínú ibẹ̀ ó lọ sí ilé ìwé, nínú ibẹ̀ ó di òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, nínú ibẹ̀ ó ṣe ìgbéyàwó, nínú ibẹ̀ ó di ẹni tó ń nílé tó ń níṣẹ́. Ṣé ó yẹ kó lè wá fi irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kó fi san? Ṣé ó ti gbàgbé ọ̀la ni? Àmọ́ nísìnyí o, ó ti tọrọ ìdáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ fún ńkọ́? Kí lẹ̀yin náà kí lẹ wá máa rò lé ní báyìí? Ẹ̀yin náà ńkọ́? Òun là ń sọ wípé ká máa rò ká tó ṣe. Ẹni arábìnrin yìí náà wọ́n ní pé ó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ akọrin ní ilé ìjọsìn yẹn pẹ̀lú arákùnrin yìí tẹ́lẹ̀, ló wà nínú ilé ìjọsìn yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. Òun náà ńkọ́? Gbà tó kúrò níbẹ̀ tán náà lòun náà di ẹni tó yẹ pé òun ló wá ń sponsor arákùnrin yẹn láti wá máa fún ní information nǹkan tó lọ níbẹ̀ torí pé ibẹ̀ ló ti kúrò, àwọn ló ràn án lọ́wọ́ náà tóun náà fi ṣe ìgbàyàwó tó fi gba visa tó fi di ẹni tó di èrò ìlú òyìnbó lẹ́ni. Ó wá dé ìlú òyìnbó tán, ṣé ó yẹ kóun náà kó wá máa ṣe irú nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ pé ó ń ṣe yẹn? Ẹ wò ẹ̀yin tèmi, gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí òun ni lọ́ọ̀yà ti sọ pátápátá o. Èmi kọ́ ni mo wá sọ information, nǹkan tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ òun lèmi bá wọn gbé síta o. Ó ti wá. Tèmi ẹ ṣé o, ibi tí mo bá ètò mi délé ní nìyẹn o. Ẹ má gbàgbé o lórí ètò wa o, a máa kí ni o, a máa báyàn polówó ọjà. Tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣí òpó web láti máa ta ọjà ẹ tó àti pé láti máa gbé ọjà ẹ síbẹ̀ kó má ṣe wàhálà, a bá ẹ ṣí o. Ẹ kàn sí wa lórí aago ìbánisọ̀rọ̀, á wà lórí ètò wa, kẹ́ kàn sí wa ní orí ètò wa. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ kí ni fún ìsọmọlórúkọ ni ọjọ́ ìbí yín ni kẹfẹ́ ká kí yín, gbogbo oríkì yín la máa kà o. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ ra aṣọ àbí ẹ̀gbà ọrùn lóríṣiríṣi, ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ kàn sí wa o. A ní ẹ̀gbà ọrùn lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn irú àwọn báyìí, pendant báyìí, ṣe ti rí báyìí, tẹ́ lè fi àwọn ìròkà lóríṣiríṣi tó yẹ pé owó yín ká Dubai gold ni o. 10 years guarantee ó wà ní orí ètò wa lóríṣiríṣi. Kẹ́ ẹ kàn sí mi tẹ́ ẹ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí, èmi á ya àwòrán rẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ WhatsApp ránṣẹ́ sí yín. Ẹ mú eléyìí tí ẹ bá máa rà ń bẹ̀. Owó táṣẹ́rẹ́ ni o, owó rẹ̀ ò pọ̀ o. Iléeṣẹ́ Adéṣẹwà náà wọ́n ń ṣe gèlè o, ìyẹn gèlè ìgbàlódé, ọ́tò gèlè lóríṣiríṣi ni wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa. Wọ́n ń ṣe fún ẹbí, wọ́n ń ṣe fún aṣọ ẹbí lóríṣiríṣi. FBA fashion àwọn náà ń taṣọ oríṣiríṣi o, tẹ́ lè mú lọ sí òde àríyá. Gbogbo rẹ̀ náà ló wà lórí ètò wa, àti àwọn aago ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ pátápátá ló wà lórí ètò wa láìkù ẹnìkan o. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ẹ̀yin tèmi. Ìyókùn o, ìyanra o, ọmọdé ti dì sí o, adé ajẹkanra o. Tá a bá rí ọ̀rọ̀ kan tàbí méjì lè ní o tó dàbí ìyájú sí kábíyèsí wa Ọ̀nìrìṣà, bàbá ẹ̀yin lẹ fà á o, kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ tún foríjì wá o, àtórí yín fí o, àtó yájú sí yín o. Mo dẹ̀ ti ṣetán o, mo ti lọ sílé olórí mi lẹ́kìtì o. Ó pàdé ìpọ́jà ẹ̀rẹ̀múrìn àríra, ààyè gbé síbi rè o, mo lọ sẹ́kìtì o.